Chapter 9, Identity Crisis.
Okay, what I want to say today is that Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed is amazing! Okay, enough positivity. Let's complain about stuff again. Hey, do you guys remember Knuckles?
As far back as I can remember, I've been living here on this dark island, always guarding the Master Emerald.
Hey Knuckles, you're the noble and well-esteemed guardian of the Master Emerald. What are you doing? Chasing after Sonic?
It's kind of a popular thing, being powerful and stuff. Millions of people want to steal it, and then the island will fall and cause horrible disasters? No? Nah, just hang around with Sonic and back the car there. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so Knuckles is the main character of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Adventure and Adventure 2, because those stories were about the Master Emerald. See, Knuckles is only a main character when the Master Emerald is involved. He's this noble tribe warrior devoting his life to protect it. You know, not the kind of chap who'd endanger his entire legacy and the fate of the world by going to cheerful birthday parties.
The funny thing about popular characters is that the audience will demand to see the characters more often, but often that popular character can't be hanging out with the hero randomly. They have a tough job to do. Or you know, they're dead. But nope, bring him back! To be fair, some games do justify it. All Sonic Advance games somehow involve the Master Emerald. Sonic Chronicles was about the Master Emerald and Knuckles himself. Heck, in Sonic Battle we actually see Knuckles guarding the Emerald again. Oh my god, Knuckles, are you okay? But in the majority of the video games, not really. I wouldn't mind ignoring Knuckles' Master Emerald duties so much, if at least the writers gave him a new purpose. A new personality or thing, but he doesn't. In almost all games he just sits there, confused. Just hang out with Sonic, I guess.
Unlike Amy and Tails, who'd like to be in Sonic's company, Knuckles' character doesn't work that way. He's the loner, a warrior of solitude. Sure, he might join forces with Sonic when the world is at stake, gladly becoming his ally when the end may be near, but he'd hardly just hang around Sonic for every little stupid situation.
The big question is, what's the point of using a character if it's not, well, the character? So you're a big Knuckles fan and want to see him over and over because he's awesome in Sonic Adventure? But do you want Knuckles? Or do you want this guy? If you drop 95% of what Knuckles' character is, then what's left? And the writers may keep forgetting that the Master Emerald is a very powerful artifact that could destroy the world, because every new game introduces a shiny new artifact that can destroy the world even more. But you know, the Master Emerald is still there and can still be used to destroy the world. If I would be a master thief like this guy, I'd be constantly hanging around on Floating Island to grab it as soon as Knuckles runs off to the next opportunity to stand around pointlessly.
Well, to Sega's credit, I do believe it's implied Knuckles always carries the Master Emerald alongside with him. I mean, he carried the Master Emerald around in the adventure games as shards, and Rune seems to imply Knuckles has the Master Emerald in his pocket.
I might as well go look for that Master Emerald, since that irritating Echidna is here.
Or somewhere else, if you know what I mean. Of course, that means the floating island is still crashed into the ocean during each and every adventure. But, yeah, wait, that doesn't solve anything.
The only thing Knuckles occasionally does during the later games is translating ancient languages. Because, you know, Knuckles stands on a deserted island with no libraries or universities or any source of knowledge. So he knows about every single rune and ancient language in the world, because, you know, he stands in a rune occasionally. Yeah, okay, in Sonic the movie, he's a treasure hunter, but that's the movie. In the games, as you all know, he's a...
It's a pretty famous ruin among us treasure hunters.
a treasure hunter. What?
Among us treasure hunters.
What?
Among us treasure hunters.
What? He is a treasure hunter? Since when? Where? What? How does this work with his guarding duties?
I'll probably be on this floating island forever. Guarding the Master Emerald again.
See, Sonic Adventure never said anything about treasure hunting.
We're counting on you, buddy. The world's greatest treasure hunter.
They did? Wait, no. Sonic was just trolling Knuckles, being a jerk as usual. They didn't mean that seriously, did they? He's joking about the fact Knuckles is constantly looking for parts of his emerald. But that doesn't make him a treasure hunter. Regaining the Master Emerald is part of his guardian duty. That's the same if you have a prison warden spotting a prisoner escaping and stopping the prisoner. That doesn't suddenly make him a bounty hunter. It's still part of his warden job. Okay, fine, so he's a treasure hunter, apparently. But even then, that aspect of his personality is never really used. When did he ever go treasure hunting in any game? He hangs out with Sonic, who's the absolute worst guy you can hang out with if you care about ancient treasures, as he's more into destroying ancient ruins than preserving them. And let's not even go into how well he takes care of the Gale's emeralds. But hey, at least it explains why he can translate ancient texts. So I guess he can spout boring exposition now. Hey, aren't you happy now, Knuckles fans? It's not just Knuckles though. Sonic's entire cast is a mess, so much that almost every game seems to be in its own continuity. One game Amy's a genuine part of the group, then an annoying civilian, and then even treated like a villain. Doesn't seem to be a clear foundation.
Sonic Adventure was the first Sonic game to really set up the story. It took great effort to do that. We get to see E102 live an actual day on Eggman's ship, seeing how the good doctor spends his time. The egg carrier is filled with details, games, and swimming pools. It really feels like Robotnik's home. We see Tails' home, Big's home, Knuckles' home. It may be debatable whether splitting up the gameplay into 6 characters was a good idea from a gameplay perspective, but it does give us a vast introduction into Sonic's world from several perspectives. The foundation is set, and future games can build from that. And then we got Sonic Heroes.
I consider Sonic Heroes a bridge game. It tried to tie Sonic Adventure back to the classic games, so there are some traces of Sonic Adventure story left. Amy's still nice to her friends, the Master Emerald at least gets mentioned. However, a lot of things get oversimplified, and we also get our first glimpse of writers randomly changing character personalities. The Chaotix are suddenly detectives? Well, I suppose they're rebooted, so fair enough. Shadow forgot a whole speech and made him realize his mistakes and goes through the same tough guy with hidden secrets act again. The story does play with the idea that he might be a fake robot Shadow, so okay. Metal Sonic suddenly has a personality and ambition rather than just being a robot. Well, I guess he's also rebooted or reprogrammed. Those changes are excusable, but nevertheless, those changes and especially Amy's more violent behavior set the stage for a rollercoaster of messed up personalities. Suddenly, all writers were doing their own interpretations of the characters. Let's look at a few others.
Tails mostly acts the same in each game. He's the boring guy, explaining things. However, whenever the games try to give him more of a personality, it's usually weird and dumb. Back to our friend Sonic Colors, Sonic assumes Eggman uses the theme park for evil as usual, when Tails suddenly says...
Still, an evil plot? I don't know.
What? Why would he doubt Eggman has an evil plot? In which game didn't Robotnik have an evil plot? Besides the ones he wasn't in it. But even when he's just a guest character, he's usually dicking around.
It would have made sense if Tails would just suggest that Sonic should give Eggman a fair chance before condemning him. Tails is a nice guy like that. But he's not being fair here. He completely discards the idea that Eggman could be evil at all. And that's pretty stupid considering how many times they've been through this.
Yeah, and he keeps acting like this.
Absorbed those aliens and got powered up with, like, some kind of wild energy. And after a few seconds, they'd pop out of me.
I find that hard to believe.
What? Why? Why does Tails keep acting like Agent Scully in this game? This is not the X-Files! And in the X-Files, it's a mystery story. There's never clear evidence about what's going on, so being skeptical makes sense. But the Sonic universe isn't subtle. If a city is submerged in water, you can't argue, oh, someone probably just left the sink running. No, look, the giant water monster is right there! Boom! Right in your face! Don't believe in ghosts? Boom! Ghosts! Don't believe in God? Boom! Gods! Don't believe in fairy tales? Those bastards will come to life and drag you kicking and screaming into their nightmarish book of terrors. And prophecies constantly come true.
It's just as the Gaia manuscripts foretold!
How can anyone living in this kind of universe be skeptical? And being a top inventor and on the front seat of almost every adventure? Out of all Sonic's friends, Tails would be the most open-minded of the cast.
Dr. Robotnik, hey, me old China. Remember in Sonic Adventure, Eggman could manipulate people and trick them?
It's about Sonic. What?
Start an alliance with comrades?
Everything is ready to go.
Keeps track of Sonic and intercepts him?
It's showing energy readings from 2 separate Chaos Emeralds. Did they really think they could trick me with that fake emerald?
Threatens his opponents?
Put the emerald down right there and back off.
is concerned about his allies?
Shadow, what are you doing? Hurry and get back here right now before the island blows up with you on it!
Has backup plans? Really threatens his opponents?
Away, before I make mincemeat out of you.
When he wants something, he comes right in and takes it!
To elaborate, first of all, Eggman is always a bit of a clown, but there's a subtle difference in the Adventure Eggman and the future one. For example, I love watching him interact with his robot body allies. Eggman's silly, but it's because he's overly confident. And he has a right too. He is the top dog, and he behaves like one. In later games, when he's interacting with an ally or fellow robot, it's always the robot or the ally that is way superior over Eggman. Watching him get irritated over the stupidity of his badly programmed robots is funny. It makes sense. Why the hell would he program a robot to make fun of him?
Sure, he's goofy and silly and hammy, but when it's business, he's sharp. He's almost like the Joker, the Mark Hamill Joker. You never quite know if he's a clown committing crimes or a criminal acting like a clown. Or perhaps a crazy clown acting like a criminal by pretending he's a clown while actually being a criminal. I mean, sure, whatever you think about Dr. Eggman, the first thing you think about is this.
I am Dr. Watts, the greatest scientific genius in the world.
Holding big speeches about how amazing he is. However, if you pay attention to the Sonic Adventures, he only has those big crazy speeches whenever he's directing, manipulating people. He boasts to Sonic about chaos so that Sonic starts hunting for emeralds so he can steal them. He doesn't boast when he steals those emeralds from Sonic. He comes right in and grabs them. He has big hammy speeches when talking to the president or the inhabitants of Earth, but he doesn't when threatening to kill Amy.
The only time Eggman is talking while he should have just run away is when he steals the Master Emerald, but he didn't take that theft seriously anyway. It seems he was more trolling Knuckles. However, as time went on, Eggman lost his edge, and now he's always boasting and having big speeches, especially when it makes no sense and works against him.
A pleasure to meet you at last, Princess of Soliana. I am Dr. Eggman.
You couldn't just kidnap her from her room, eh? You just had to wait until the entire world was watching the biggest festival of the year! Look, in Sonic Adventure you have those speeches on purpose. You're ready, you're taking over the world! You're manipulating Sonic to get your emeralds. But in this game you're not prepared yet, and not achieving anything with this pointless intro.
Eggman's plan is to kidnap Elise and get her to cry. Why is he announcing his plans to people? Just go in, grab her, and run off, just like Bowser would have done. Now you get the entire army after you, you fool! Granted they're the most worthless army ever, and end up being more successful in stopping Sonic from rescuing Elise, then oh wait, well that's his evil plan? Well okay, I take it back, that was genius! And then he wants to get Princess Elise to cry, so he explains his plans. Several times. In a smooth and prideful manner. Pull her hair, make her peel onions, make her watch some crummy soap operas. Don't smoothly boast about your achievements. You want her to cry, not seduce her, I assume. So Shadow has the scepter that Eggman wants. So he starts threatening him. Hey Eggman, that's Shadow, you know, this guy. Don't threaten! Gas him and take the scepter! Oh no, he's sending in his robots. The scepter falls, and then...
No!
Wait, Eggman was scared before the scepter hits the ground. Did he know all his robots would randomly explode when that scepter hits the ground? Are you telling me he sends his robots, you know, these robots, to get a scepter that would instantly destroy all robots as soon as it touches the ground?
Well, we can talk endlessly about Eggman's stupidity in Sonic 06, but the point is, in the adventure games he's a ruthless yet clownish crook. In Heroes, I don't know what the heck he's doing there besides trolling the Chaotix. In Unleashed Generations and Colors he's just an idiot. In Sonic Riders he's kind of effective in a non-really threatening way. And in 06 he's mostly boring and stupid. Biggest offense to me is, well, Eggman Land. It's his constant motivation, goal in life, and it made sense in Sonic Adventures since his bases were always hidden away in a jungle or dusty desert ruins. But at this point he's been the CEO of a huge company, owner of an entire continent, and has his own planet, no, galaxy-sized theme park. What the hell is Eggman Land even supposed to be at this point? Every writer makes up their own type of Eggman, and sadly most writers just make him trip over his shoelaces and fart around. But yay! Now he lost every bit of grace and sense of danger he might have had, he's finally the main villain again. Anyway, the list goes on. Everyone knows what a mess Blaze story is. Is he from a different dimension or from the future? I believe Sonic Team later said that Sonic 06 backstory was wrong and the Rush backstory is correct, so okay. Still doesn't explain why Blaze is randomly at Sonic's birthday party when she's supposed to be in a dimension trapped inside a powerful storm where you need the energy of a bazillion Gales Emeralds to get out of. And let's not even try to make sense out of Eggman Nega being descended from Eggman from a different dimension that travels back in time to kill Eggman when Eggman and Sonic are at their prime in order to take over the world in the future. Listen, I don't mind characters changing or writers giving them their own spin, but this is going way too far. When even complete backstories are all over the place. I used to care about these characters, I did. Was all anxious to see if my favorite character were to reappear, wonder if Knuckles ever found out the truth, Tails got his recognition, Amy got a chance with Sonic. It's the strength of Japanese storytelling, setting great character arcs. But everyone is extremely simplified now. Amy just wants to marry Sonic, Vector just wants money, Knuckles wants... Knuckles is... Knuckles... whatever. And that's only when they're actually lucky and remain consistent. Either tone it down, or treat every game like a reboot and keep giving us new proper character introductions. I can't possibly keep track with whatever new weekly mental illness the cast is suffering from in each game.
Sonic writers almost seem more concerned writing about how awesome and hilarious their brand new character is than setting the universe properly. Sonic writers are like 5-year-old kids.
Look at my new awesome Nashuk, he's so amazing! He has psychic powers and he likes ice cream!
Sega needs to get them a parent, someone to keep them in check.
No! That's a bad writer! Bad writer! First clean up your old toys, then you can play with the new one.
The way the characters are now, it's like they're written by parody writers. And that sucks. Unless a fantastic person like me would be hired. Then the stories would be amazing!
I want to impress Sonic with my skills, so he'll have butt sex with me.
I don't think Sega's gonna call me.